Saturday, March 25th edition of the CBC Evening News. In our top story, police are tonight looking for 5 men who were more successful at hiding their identities than getting any ill-gotten gains from a robbery last night. The 5 masked men armed with guns stormed a bar and grocery at Tate Hill, St. George in the early hours of this morning. It was like a scene from a movie for Tate Hill shopkeeper Patricia Burrows, one she never wants to see again. Masked men, all carrying guns, turned up at her family business just after midnight.
I was in the mini mart. The door was pulled, not locked. So a guy come in and he tell me, masked man. No, he didn't say masked man. He said, gunmen outside. I said, the police? He said, no, masked man. 5 of them, one got a shotgun and 4 got an armor gun. I tell you, I shut the door because it was only closing, so he locked, but I realized it didn't lock, so he come down and make sure it locked and turn off the light.
During that time, Mrs. Burrows says she hid in the dark room with the door closed and screamed for help.
All that time, they had a few fellas there inside the back there hiding, and one say, a cash register there, cash register there, get it. He jumped over the counter, jump back over, and then jump back again. If I said, get it. So he went and yanked it out. The thing knocked down all the, some small, like, brandy and stuff that was up there. And he jumped back over. The gunmen stole the cash register, but while attempting to escape, the bottom compartment dropped, leaving the cash, which was retrieved. While that was happening inside, outside, male patrons who were liming were told to remove their pants. One of them, still shaking with fear, recounted the ordeal off camera.
I was actually there playing a game of cards. When suddenly I hear, yo, don't move, everybody freeze. Then when I look around, about 5, 6 gunmen, and one with a garbage bag, actually told us to don't move, we don't move, so the people reacted. Asked some men to drop their pants, take off their pants. I was one of them. Lucky for me, I didn't have much cash on me at that appropriate time.
At least one of the patrons had his jewelry and wallet stolen. Mrs. Burrows says her husband was gun-butt during the ordeal, but did not need to seek medical attention. While she is happy no one was seriously hurt, she wants stiffer penalties for people who commit these types of crimes.
You working the whole day to make a living, and these one come in 1 minute and get all what you work for hard the whole day and go on and think everything is all right. And then blaming that they ain't work and they don't want to work. Some of them just don't want to work, they just want to rob people.
Police Public Relations Officer Acting Inspector Roland Cobbler says lawmen are investigating the matter. Well, the bypass road being built for motorists and pedestrians to use while the damaged Joes River Bridge is fixed is on track. A CBC team visited the St. Joseph Bridge, and while no work was being done on that day, significant progress could be seen from since we last visited. Transport and Works Minister Michael Lashley has complimented the MTW on the work so far.
We continue to develop and, of course, maintain and improve the nation's and the country's infrastructure throughout. We've started with our Medicare program, road rehabilitation, and we're seeking now to move towards St. Lucie. Of course, there's some other link roads that we have to look at, but of course, where there are roads, we believe that can be fixed to improve the residents' accessibility. We will do that. So we've identified a couple of roads, and particularly the bypass road that we're doing, we see it as a low-cost alternative. And I believe that the residents, we've had the buy-in from the residents, and we're moving forward in that way.
A suggestion that many of the economic development challenges faced by small economies like Barbados are a direct result of a narrow-minded perspective on competition. And this view was expressed by Commerce Minister Donville Innes at the Fair Trading Commission's 13th annual lecture last evening at the Accra Beach Resort.
Too many of us continue to struggle under a belief that the state must do much more than provide a regulatory environment. That the state must continue to be the monopolistic provider of most goods and services, even in the most inefficient manner, resulting in impractical levels of taxation that then drive downwards private sector investment, while still masquerading under the guise of capitalism or democratic socialism.
And the Commerce Minister believes that the time has come to truly foster a competitive environment in Barbados.
We must accept the growing importance of true private enterprise in our economy. We must also accept that we must open our markets to others as they have opened theirs to us. We must continue to remove the strictures that prohibit competition. We must, of course, always also be wary of moving from state monopolies to private monopolies. And of course, we must also be realistic about our size and what can really occur in our space.
Meantime, featured speaker John Davies says competition law and policy is about moving to the next level. In fact, Mr. Davies, who specializes in regulation and competition, says it has the potential to take an island to its next stage of development.
It's about saying what you need to do more than just remove the sort of obvious impediments to development that can cause convergence of countries. You actually need to have a really good system going to move from middle income to high income and to succeed as a high income country. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Mr. Davies has, however, made it clear that competition is not something that can be easily managed.
It would be really nice to think that the effect of increased competition was just to raise everybody's game. In other words, if you've got an inefficient company and it's not been facing much competition, and somehow, because you're more open to trade, or you deregulate, or because the competition authority is able to somehow get more competition there, that company will become better. And sometimes that happens. But we have to acknowledge there is actually a lot of economic evidence that the way competition works is actually also to kill the inefficient, to destroy inefficient companies. And in the long run, that has to happen. Most of the benefit that comes from competition is the so-called between-firm effects. In a more competitive market, more efficient companies become successful, and the less efficient companies become less successful. So there are winners and losers.
Well, do stay with us. We'll have more news right after the break.
At Liat, we have fares so fantastic, it's unbelievable. It's truly a March made in heaven. Book until March 31st for 30% off your travel between March 13th and June 30th. Don't forget to use promo code SKIES for these divine fares. Call our reservations department, your local travel agent, or visit liat.com to book now. Terms and conditions apply.
What are you doing, son?
I'm measuring myself, Dad.
Well, let's check Daddy's height, too.
Yeah, Dad.
Do you know one pack of Breeze removes stains from up to 140 items of clothing? Breeze, unbeatable stain removal in every wash load.
Distributed by Massey Distribution.
Scores of Barbadian women today joined with others worldwide to raise awareness about endometriosis. Now, according to global estimates, 1 in 10 or 176 million women are diagnosed with that condition, which is often characterized by painful periods. The Barbados Association of Endometriosis and PCOS staged an early morning walk which started and ended at Brandon's Beach. Project manager Dawn Williams was pleased with the response.
It definitely surpassed our expectations. We really were like hoping for 250. We got something like about 400 persons. So it was really, really overwhelming, and we are very, very excited about the support that we have gotten so far.
Meantime, the association's president, Julia Mandeville, says sensitization will continue beyond today's march.
We have already been invited to several businesses and to schools to spread, and churches to spread awareness, to share the information about the condition, to encourage people to go seek help if they are hearing us talk about symptoms that may sound familiar. Go to their doctor, advocate for their own health, and just know that when they do that, and if they do come to a diagnosis of one or either of the condition or both the conditions, that they know that we're here to support them.